Oh, I'm excited. Oh, I'm excited. Rafael Nadal and Novak Djokovic, for the first time in a while, are in the same tournament, and they could potentially meet in a ridiculously highly anticipated final in the Rome Masters. And they've had some incredible battles in their career over the years. Head to head, we know is 30-29 in favor of Djokovic. 59 times they've met. Will we get that blockbuster matchup? Who knows? There are some glaring omissions from this tournament. We'll talk about that in a second as well, and also the projected quarterfinals. Then we'll go into each and every single match, break down each round, and then ultimately I will give you guys my winner. Before we do get into it, though, remember to hit that like button, do subscribe if you're new, and do leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Also, to all our members on YouTube, thank you. You guys are legends for contributing. It genuinely means a lot and it helps the channel grow. It's just, yeah, it's incredible. So we appreciate all of you. Okay, so in terms of the projected quarterfinals, let's get into that first. So projected quarterfinals is Novak Djokovic versus Casper Ruud. We've got Alexander Zverev versus Grigor Dimitrov. Stefanos Tsitsipas versus Andrei Rublev, who just won Madrid. And Hubert Hurkacz versus Daniel Medvedev. Now, Medvedev is a reigning champion. Of course, last year at Rome was the birth of Klaverdev, and he'll be looking to defend his title, and he's got some points to defend, of course, as well. And yeah, there was a lot of expectation from some people in the tennis world after that Rome win for Roland Garros, but he ended up losing the second round to Sabo Wilch, I think it is. I butchered his name. So yeah, look, I mean, there were some doubts around his participation because he's got a bit of a niggle, I think, but looks like he's going to play. In terms of notable omissions, or the biggest ones, of course, are Carlos Alcaraz and Yannick Sinner. And interestingly, we've seen a lot of tournaments with both of them in it, and say Djokovic and Nadal missing because they're older, and that also Djokovic is very selective with what tournaments he's going to play nowadays. But this tournament is a bit of a weird one in the sense that the younger guys in that top tier, Alcaraz and Sinner, are actually missing, and Alcaraz will have only played Madrid going into Roland Garros, which is just madness. And Sinner hasn't had the best clay court swing, hasn't won a title on the clay. So yeah, I mean, he'll go into Roland Garros again, a little bit undercooked as well. So this is a great opportunity for Djokovic, who hasn't played Madrid, to make a deep run here at Rome, where he's had fantastic success, won it multiple times, and he clearly loves the tournament and also the environment, the crowd. Really interact with him. They love him in Rome. He speaks Italian, which obviously helps as well. And Nadal's won it, over 10 times. So look, both these players have had phenomenal success at Rome, and it's a great yardstick. And I think a great last tournament to help prepare you for Roland Garros, because the conditions are the most similar out of Monte Carlo and Madrid. So yeah, it's a shame that Alcaraz and Sinner won't be participating, but we hope that they'll have a quick recovery sooner rather than later, of course. So let's dive into the draw then. Novak Djokovic is the top seed. We're going to go through each and every single match, and you can see I've pre-picked my winners for each and every match, and then we'll ultimately get a winner. But yeah, one I prepared earlier, as I like to say in cooking shows. So Djokovic, I went over. Well, he's got a bye, so he's through. I've gone for Safiullin over Mute, a lucky loser. These are first round matches, of course. Mansik to beat Hanfman. Tabio has a bye, so does Cerundolo. I've gone Zeppieri to beat a fellow wildcard, Gigante. I've gone for Marajan. Of course, Carlos Alcaraz's conqueror from last year to beat Shevchenko. I've gone for Khachanov and Ben Shelton, who have got buys. Mikkelsen to beat Kotov. Galan to beat Zhang Zhizhen. Adrian Manarino and Jordan Thompson also have buys. And I've gone for Monfils to beat Montero, the qualifier who had a fantastic win over Tsitsipas last week in Madrid. Now, the surface is a bit slower, and Monfils, I just think, has had a really good year. I'd be surprised if he doesn't get through this, but let's see because Montero can be dangerous. Nakashima in the qualifier to beat Kekmanovic. I've gone for there. And Rude and Zverev both have buys. I've gone for Schwartzman to beat Vukic. He also qualified. Shapovalov to beat Darderi. He's had some run-ins with the Italian crowd in the past in Rome, so interesting to see whether that happens again against an Italian opponent. Navon and Greaseball both have buys. I've gone for Rindenek to beat Passaro, the qualifier from Italy. I've gone for Borges to beat Martinez, and Bublik and Fritz both have buys. I've gone for Fognini, the wild card, to beat Dan Evans in what could be a very ill-tempered matchup. And I've gone for Caboli to beat Matera. I've got Corda and Musetti having buys. And I've gone for the qualifier in Terence Atman to beat Eubanks. I've gone for Nishioka to beat Sebastian Offner, and Dimitrov, Stefanos Tsitsipas both have buys. I've gone for Struff to beat Cashin in the first round. Of course, Struff making a really good run in Madrid. Munnar to beat Hijikata, and Nori and Felix Auger-Aliassime both have buys. Gone for Van der Zandschulp, the qualifier, to beat Del Albaran, also qualifier. I've gone for O'Connell to beat Carlos Bayana, and Diminer and Umber both have buys. I've gone for Napolitano, the wild card, to beat Berrettini. I'm not sure on Berrettini's body, in honesty. That's why I've gone for that. Arnadi to beat Machak, and Jari and Arthurfields both have buys. I've gone for Fuchsovich to beat Muller, and Rusevori to beat Marcus Giron. Rublev and Hakac both have buys. I've gone for Nadal to beat qualifier Zizou Bergs. That's who he faces in the first round. Should get through it. I don't see there being much of an issue there. And then Seyboth Wilch to beat Barrera, the qualifier. I've gone for Echeverry and Sebastian Baez both have buys. I've gone for Levic to beat Sonego. I just think Levic is a bit more sturdy and reliable on clay. I've gone for Nardi to beat Altmaier, and Runa and Tommy Paul both have buys. I've gone for Mackenzie McDonald to beat Azan Karatsev. I've gone for Vavasori, the wild card, to beat Kepfer, and Tiafoe and Davidovich Fokina both have buys. I've gone for Medejevic to beat Popperin, and Jack Draper to beat Borna Choric in what's a fantastic second round match. Even first round match, but yeah, it's not a favourable one in the sense that he could have got much easier opponents. Excuse me. Second round, I've gone for Djokovic to beat Safiullin, Mensik to beat Tabio, Sundro to beat Zepieri, Hachinov to beat Marjan, Ben Shelton to beat fellow American Alex Michelson, Gallant to beat Manarino, Monfils to beat Thompson, so that's a couple of seeds falling there. Gone for Ruud to beat Nakashima, Zverev to beat Schwartzman, Shapovalov to beat Navone, Greek Sport to beat Riddenneck. But then Navone could be a tough one on clay for Shapovalov, so keep an eye out. That could be a potential upset alert. Even though Shapovalov, of course, is not the seed in Navone is, but on paper, I guess Shapovalov, seems like the better play. He's been around longer, in and around the top. Bublik to beat Borges, and then I've got Fritz to beat Fabio Fognini. Gone for Corda to beat Caboli, and Musetti to beat Terence Atman. Gone for Dimitrov to beat Nishioka, and Tsitsipas to beat Leandro Struff. That could be a real battle, that one. Nori to beat Munnar for me. I've gone for Felix Auger-Aliassime. Then in terms of Felix Auger-Aliassime to beat Van der Zandschulp. Then I've gone for Alex de Minaur to beat O'Connell. Umber to beat Napolitano. Jari to beat Alnaldi. Fields to beat Fuchsovich. Rublev to beat Rusevori. And I've gone for Hubert Hakac to lose Rafael Nadal, just think because of the surface. His serve and ground strokes won't be as potent, especially his serve. So it'll be nullified somewhat. So I'll go for Nadal. And I've gone for Echeverry to beat Seyboth Wilch. And I've gone for Baez to beat Lejovic. So interesting. And then I've also got Holger Rune to beat Luca Nardi, and Tommy Paul to beat McDonald, and Francis Tiafoe to beat Vavasori, although he's been in bad form recently. Darius Fokina to beat Hamad Madejevic, and yeah, then we've got Jack Draper in what would be a big upset to beat Medvedev. I don't think Medvedev is 100% a year, to be honest. That could obviously definitely help. Third round, I've got Djokovic to beat Mensik and Hachinov to beat Cerundolo. I've got Shelton to beat Galan and Casper Ruud to beat Monfils. I've got mixed. Okay, and then I've gone for Zverev to beat Shapovalov. Finally, Ruud to beat Monfils. And then I've also gone for I don't know. So I've gone for Greek Sport over Alexander Bublik and Fritz over Sebastian Korda, which is a big call on clay. And then I've gone for round of 16. Djokovic to beat Hachinov. I've gone for Ruud to beat Shelton. I've gone for Zverev to beat Greek Sport. And I've gone for Musetti, the one-hander from Italy, with the crowd behind him, a lot of time on the ball, like he had in Monte Carlo, to get through Fritz. I've gone for Tsitsipas to beat Felix Auger-Aliassime as well, and gone for Rublev to beat Jarry. What a match that would be! I've gone for Holger Rune again. One of the matches would be Holger Rune to beat Nadal and Draper to beat Paul. I just think it's a bit too early. I don't see him being able to stick with Rune physically in a matchup between himself and the Dane. Yeah, in terms of other results, Djokovic beat Ruud in the quarterfinals for me, Musetti to beat Zverev as well, Tsitsipas to beat Andrei Rublev in the most horrific way, and then Musetti to beat Zverev, a big call, Tsitsipas to beat Rublev, and another big call in Jack Draper to beat Holger Rune. So that leaves semi-finals of Djokovic and Musetti, Tsitsipas and Draper. I've gone for Djokovic and Tsitsipas to come out victorious in a repeat of what was the, I think it's 2021 Roland Garros title. So in the end, my pick is Novak Djokovic to win yet another Rome Masters title. I just think he will be looking to peak. He'll be looking to peak now, so I'd be surprised if he's not there or thereabouts. Let me know in the comment section below who you've gone for and why. Thank you very much.